Book review for We Were Liars by E.Lockhart by Russell Gaines. E.Lockhart is a brilliant writer. Her style is one of a kind. In the novel We Were Liars, Miss Lockhart tells the story of a young teenage girl whose parents are recently divorced and how she struggles to be loved. She tells the story from first-person point of view. The story is told by Cadence, who has been through a few traumatizing events. Cadence begins in the present and tells stories of past events that depict her family's values and her battle to be accepted as a Sinclair. The definition of Sinclair that is found in the novel is the Sinclairs are athletic, tall, and handsome. We are old money Democrats. Lockhart, page 3. She also displays a metaphorical style that shocks the reader. For instance, this is an excerpt that explains how the young girl Cadence felt when her dad pulled out of the driveway with a moving van. Then he pulled out a handgun and shot me in the chest. I was standing on the lawn and I fell. It tasted like salt and failure. Lockhart, page 5. Cadence was hurt mentally and physically by the divorce. She blamed herself for her father leaving because she did not understand how hard it was to be a Sinclair. Cadence's father left because he did not feel like he carried the prestige to be a Sinclair. Although she clearly states how he felt, he told mother he wasn't a Sinclair and couldn't try to be one. Couldn't be a part of the beautiful family in those beautiful houses. Lockhart, page 5. The author could have used her style a little better to show the father's feelings. E.Lockhart helps the reader understand how the elder Sinclairs viewed each character, which helps the reader establish a strong background on the heritage of the Sinclair family, which is primarily white. In one case, when one of the second-generation Sinclairs, Aunt Carrie, brings her new boyfriend to the family's island. As she looked back at the boat, Grant's face changed. His skin was very dark, of Indian heritage. Granny Tipper's mouth made a straight line. Lockhart, page 9. The grandmother was obviously shocked to have a colored person on the island as a visitor and not a staff member. The elders are also responsible for naming the group of children on the island the Liars, which consisted of Cadence, Johnny, Marin, and Gat. Although all third-generation Sinclairs. Lockhart, page 7. The author could have went into more detail about why they were called the Liars, to give the reader a better understanding of children's connections with the elders of the family. Although also by giving us a depiction of how the elder generation felt about some of the other characters helps the reader develop personalities for those older characters. The young personalities soon follow. Although the story is being told from one of the Liars' point of view, Cadence, the reader has no other leads on the personalities of the younger siblings, which is interesting to me. The reader is forced to believe a liar. The idea never escapes my mind. Why was she considered to be a liar along with the other children? I believe that the characters were well established. Instead of the author allowing Cadence to tell the reader her opinion, she allows the actions of younger children to depict their own personalities. For instance, Johnny, the first thing he ran up to Marin and kicked her. By this, the reader can understand that Johnny is the playful one in the group. Ms. Lockhart does a superior job of allowing the reader to create a relationship with each of the characters by separately giving each their own background story. At the beginning of the book, before Candace begins telling her story, there is an illustration of the Sinclair family's private island. Throughout the story, this reference is very helpful for the reader. It allows them to feel more in tone with the characters and in tone with the characters' surroundings. For instance, I turned and ran away. I could hear his feet behind me on the wooden walkways that cross the island. We four stopped running at a tiny beach down by Cuddle Down House. Lockhart, page 10, describing Cadence's first encounter with her new cousin Gat. This is an event where looking at the illustration would be helpful. The reader would have a better understanding with where the characters are and how far they travel. Small details like those allow the reader to be more in tune with the characters and their surroundings. Cadence finds love in her new half cousin Gat, Ed's son, but not the love that one would find in their cousin. Something deeper and more passionate. Immediately at first sight, Cadence felt a connection, finding Gat quite physically attractive. He was contemplation and enthusiasm, ambition and strong coffee. I would have looked at him forever. Lockhart, page 10. As the years go on, Cadence feels herself falling in love with Gat. They connect on a deeper level each year, spending as much time as they could with each other in private on the island every summer until the accident. They lost contact, and once again Cadence is lost, but she is a Sinclair, so she cannot show her weakness. Now, once again, Cadence has to battle with her mind and try to find love again. First, her father left, and now Gat. I enjoyed this book fairly well. I could connect with the battle with trying to meet family standards so I could be loved and not disowned. I feel like that is something everyone subconsciously deals with, the fear of being rejected and being alone, as Cadence was by Gat. This book could be considered to be forbidden love, not because of rival families, but because they were in the same family. In this viewpoint, the book is similar to Romeo and Juliet by Shakespeare. We Were Liars by E.Lockhart makes a connection with chapter 10. It's more than just rain and snow. When I must have swum out far. There are big rocks and off the shore, craggy and black. They always look villainous in the dark of the evening. I must have had hit my head in the water and then hit my face on one of the rocks. This is part of the story where the reader can predict something bad is about to happen because the author changed the weather. The book also connects to chapter 2, Nice to Eat With You, Acts of Communion. When we motored out to the sea in wind jackets and bathing suits, we sat eating pistachios and breathing salt air. This was a big part of the story. This is the first time to the reader's knowledge that Gat and Cadence spend time alone. The first time she feels love for him. This book is an excellent read for helpless romantics. I rate this book a 10 due to its amazingly executed storytelling and its astonishing metaphorical anecdotes. Miss Lockhart's writing style is outstanding and captivating. I recommend this novel to true romantics in the world, and I know they would enjoy it.